So my girlfriend's out of town for the next week, which means I'm completely on my own here. God, I haven't lived alone in over a year. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I used to do this.
Checking off boxes, this life is obnoxious, found a new hobby and...
You guys know my motto here, when in doubt, eat. It was actually kind of sad though. I've already wasted half the day. It's like 1 p.m. already. I haven't done anything maybe other than chores and I guess eating. I think the hardest part is I genuinely have no idea what to do. I think maybe I have to think like a single man. What do men love? Well, that sucked. I don't know what I was thinking. I kind of just assumed that Bass Pro Shop was the definition of what single men like. I mean, they got boats, guns, hats. I mean, I don't know what else I need. I honestly just can't say that place is my vibe. All right, that's enough yeehaw about the Bass Pro Shop. Let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Ooh, hold on. Why does my head look so big? Why is it like that? Is it the hat? Yeah, there's like a whole 3 inches from like where the hat starts and my head starts. Look at that. Oh my God. Hold on 1 second. All right, that's much better. Look at that. That's how a head should look, right? While I got you guys real quick, I do want to clear something up because I have a few people in my life that are like, yo, what's with the LA hat? You're not from LA, you're from Texas. And that's correct. I am from El Paso, Texas. I spent 18 years there and 2 years in Dallas and now a couple months here in Austin. I spent like 90% of my life in Texas. However, it is hilarious how much people in Central and North Texas hate people from California. So as a joke, I bought an LA hat just to see how many dirty looks I'd get and just like how people would treat me differently. And honestly, it's been a lifesaver. It's been fantastic. I'm the kind of person that I'm very social. I don't mind talking to people, but I really don't want people to strike a conversation with me. So by wearing an LA hat in Dallas or in Austin, people just avoid me at all costs, and it's fantastic. It's like the equivalent of wearing headphones at the gym. Like somebody sees your headphones on, they're like, oh, don't mess with that guy. Here in Texas, they see this LA hat, they're like, oh, like just leave that guy alone. We don't want any part of him. But I only wear it sometimes. So before you run to the comments and say, oh, you can't make friends because you wear that LA hat, you do it to yourself. I only wear it in situations that I don't want to be bothered. So yeah, that's the story behind the LA hat, and it has been the best investment I have ever made. You know what? I actually kind of miss the Bass Pro hat. God, who am I becoming? Look at me, I'm a new man. Okay, that's enough about the Bass Pro Shop and hats. Let's talk about the real reason why you clicked on this video. The whole point of the video, the topic of the video, making friends. Making friends in your 20s. My struggle with making friends in my 20s. Now, for those of you that have been here before, this may look a little bit different than my normal videos where I just like vlog and walk around and change scenes every 10 seconds. That's because I have a lot on my mind. I've been going through a lot of tough stuff in terms of life. But yeah, with that being said, I just wanted to sit down today, get some stuff off my chest, maybe have a conversation or two with you guys, get your feedback, and just kind of see where we're all sitting with this, because honestly, I've been struggling a lot in the friendship department. So for the first time ever in my life, I am struggling with friends. And don't think I'm saying that in a way like, oh, I'm the most charismatic, coolest person in the world. Like, how do I not have friends? I only say that because this is the first time in my life where I don't have the easy access to making friends. Now, to kind of clarify what I'm talking about there, I grew up in El Paso, Texas. So when I lived in El Paso for 18 years, it was very easy to make friends because you kind of just make friends in your neighborhood, through school, and from all the clubs I did, all the sports I played. So that was kind of easy. And then I went to college and I went to Arizona State. That was easy because it's Arizona State. Everybody wants to be friends with everybody. It also helped that I joined a fraternity and I got involved in a couple other things, but I made friends very easily there because they were easily accessible. So then I finally moved to Dallas. I spent 2 years there, but I got super lucky because one of my best friends from high school lived in Dallas, and another best friend of mine from college who was in the same fraternity as me also lived in Dallas. So although my friend group was shrinking a lot, it's kind of like a pyramid, except upside down, because there's more friends here at the top, but as time passes, it seems like I lose more and more friends. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, I've outgrown people have outgrown me, I've moved, my friends have moved, there's the military, there's college, there's babies, there's wives and husbands, there's so many different reasons, but it seems like every single year, it gets harder and harder to not only maintain those friendships, but to make new ones. Now, I think the hardest part about the situation is I sit back and I ask myself, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Why is this so hard for you? Is it my fault that people don't want to be friends? Is it other people's fault? Is it society? And the short answer is yes. It's all three of those. I think it's a combination of all three of those, and depending on the situation, one may outweigh the other. But for my situation, let's just assume that all three of them are balanced. Now, the reason why I say there's a balance between those three things for me is because I've changed a lot. My life has changed significantly in the last 5 years. And for those of you that are new here, you may not be caught up to speed, so let me try to catch you up as quickly as possible. Basically, when I went to college, I was a total degenerate. I messed around a lot. I failed out of school. I picked up a prescription drug addiction. I binge drank like it was my job. And the friends that I was making at that time were people that kind of lived similar lifestyles. Now, eventually I did turn my life around. I went back to school. I graduated. I overcame some addictions, and life in general was just pretty sweet. But soon another problem came up, and that was that I didn't really relate to the people I was hanging out with anymore because they were still living that same lifestyle and I no longer was doing that stuff. I was a totally new man. And as time went on, I found it harder and harder to find new friends because I still don't really know who I am yet. I don't know how else to put this, so I'm just gonna use stereotypes for this video. Basically, when I was in high school, I was a jock. I was hanging out with athletes. I hung out with, I guess, I wouldn't say cool kids. That's too stereotypical. That just sounds narcissistic. I just hung out with people that were more athletic, and I hung out basically with, I guess, the preppy kids in school. I don't know. I was still kind of discovering myself in high school. And then I got to college, and damn, dude, same thing. I guess I've kind of always been trying to discover myself, and I kind of fell more into the crowd than anything else. But I got to college, I rushed my fraternity, and then I became that like stereotypical college frat boy at ASU, of course. So that didn't really help my cause because, again, I was kind of feeding into something that I wouldn't really define myself as that kind of stuff. And as time went on, that's why I kind of turned myself around, because I realized that the things I was doing and the people I was hanging out with didn't really fit what I wanted in my life. But yeah, you get the gist of it. Fast forward a couple years and here we are now. I am 25 years old. I currently live in Austin, Texas, and I've only been here for a couple of months. And I don't know anybody. And it's been very hard to meet new people who fit what I'm looking for. And I think the hardest part about that is I don't know what I'm looking for. Now, for my non-male viewers, you may relate to this, but I'm going to be speaking more so from a 25-year-old male in this perspective. So there may be some overlaps, but there may not be. So don't take it personal. But basically, in my experience, it's been very hard to find friends, especially as a dude. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with men in general. I'm just saying that in my experience, I found it very hard to find guys who relate more towards my situation. And what I mean by that is a lot of people in their 20s are still kind of going through that phase of, we like to go to the bars, we like to go to breweries. Everything is drink, drink, drink. Maybe throw in some exercise there, but it's drink, 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 socialize, party, bar. And I don't do that. I'm a recovered addict from like drugs and alcohol. So it's not really my scene. And that has made it so hard for me to make friends. Because from my perspective as a dude, the easiest way for me to make friends in the past was to just go to bars or go to my parties with my fraternity or just hang around and meet somebody at a brewery. Like those were the easiest ways. And even talking to guys, like the first thing they always say is, let's go grab a drink together. Like, oh, let's go out tonight. It's like, damn, dude, I don't do that stuff anymore. And I think that's what's made it a little bit harder for me. I think what it comes down to is it's so easy for us to make drinking buddies. It's easier for us to find guys that just want to go watch football and drink beers and talk about girls. But the thing is, I don't do any of that stuff anymore. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else and they're not better than me just because we have different interests. The problem is, it seems like a lot of us have the same interests and I just don't have those interests anymore. And after growing out of a few friendships of mine and even being a part of a couple toxic ones, I've come to the conclusion that sometimes having no friends is better than having bad friends. And I feel like that's the boat I've been sitting in lately, where I could easily go out and just make surface level friends. And that's the easiest way to do it. Like, they're people I can easily text and say, let's go meet up at the bar, or let's just go watch a football game. Let's go do this or that. But they're not true friendships where it's like, if I'm sick and dying, you're the first person I'm calling. And another thing to point out is that I've got my girlfriend who I live with. So it makes it even harder, especially when you're dating someone and living with them. And even when you're married, like, that's the whole joke. Oh, they're in a relationship now, you're never going to see them, because you really do start doing 90% of your stuff with your significant other. And I'm in the same boat, because this last year I've done 99% of the stuff with her or by myself. So again, that comes back to maybe I'm at fault for some of it, but it's been tough finding friends. Now, I wish I had all the answers. I wish I was the one giving you guys tips like, hey, this is how you make friends, because that's what this channel's about. The whole Life Revised concept was because I give you guys lessons that I've learned from my terrible experiences. But in this case, it's a little bit different. I don't have the answers. I wish I had the answers, but I don't. By now, I've been kind of living life and just using trial and error to see how to make friends and if it's working out. And there is potential. I have met a few people, but it's very hard meeting people like me or that are interested in the same things, like this whole YouTube thing and self-development, and I don't know, like photography, videography. They exist, but it's hard because a lot of us may be introverts. Some of us don't even go out. Some of us are totally fine by ourselves. I think that's what makes this even weirder for me, is that normally I am totally fine being alone. I don't mind doing stuff by myself. It is fun for me, actually. But this week in general, maybe it's just because my girlfriend's gone, it's hitting a little bit harder. There is one thing I will say before I wrap up this video, because I feel like at this point I'm just rambling about life's troubles, and you guys already know that it's hard making friends, and maybe you are in the same boat. Who knows? Maybe just finding out that other people are in the same boat is good enough, because sometimes that's good enough for me. But there is one thing I have learned in all my all my life's stories and all my experiences, and that's, some things just take time. And I know that sounds cheesy, I know it sounds dumb, and everyone's like, oh, I hate patience. Patience is the stupidest thing in the world. I agree. I hate being patient. I am the kind of person that will not wait for my food to cool down after I take it out of the microwave because I am not patient enough. But it is important for us to be patient. Every situation that I've been in that has been negative has been turned around with patience. Of course, there's other things sprinkled in it, but things take time. When I felt out of school, I didn't just go back and graduate overnight. I mean, there's a whole process I had to take, and I had to be super patient with that. I had to go to community college, I had to do a couple classes, make up some stuff, change my majors a few times, and then I graduated. When I overcame drugs and alcohol, I didn't just quit cold turkey. I wish I did, and actually no, I didn't, because that sucked. But what I'm getting at is it took time. There were definitely some slip-ups here and there where I was like, screw it, like one painkiller is not gonna hurt, or maybe if I just chug one beer, no one's gonna know. But the thing was, there were gonna be some slip-ups, there were gonna be some downfalls, and the only way for me to actually get over that stuff was to be patient with it and keep trying. And like I said, obviously I had to sprinkle some other things in there like therapy and whatnot, but it worked. And the only reason why it worked was because I stuck with that stuff long term. I was patient. Hell, same thing goes with my girlfriend. Dude, I've been in so many bad relationships and I was like, screw it, I'm never gonna find love. I'm just gonna settle for whatever shitty relationship comes next. And finally, after being patient and learning lessons from each and every one of my relationships, I finally got Sophia, and she is fantastic. And I'm not just saying that because she watches my videos. I'm saying that because I genuinely mean it. And I truly think the only reason why I was able to find somebody like this was because I was patient. And again, sprinkled other things in there like learning all the mistakes I made in my past, but being patient and understanding that these kind of things just take time. And friendship is no different. Like I said earlier, I've gotten to the point now where I'd rather have no friends than have bad friends, because I don't want friends that are going to drag me down and lead me back to the lifestyle I was living before. I am happy with where I'm at now. I want to find people that are like-minded. I want to find people that are okay with the lifestyle I chose to live. And I haven't given up on hope yet, because there are several people I've met through my hobbies. Like, I just walk around the city sometimes with my camera, and there's been plenty of photographers that walk up like, oh, what's your setup? Like, what do you do? What's your channel? Blah, blah, blah. And it works out. There's the next step for friendship. Maybe I'll make a second video about that, but like even getting over the initial hump of like meeting somebody, then actually going to hang out with them and it being consistent, that's where it gets tough. I feel like I'm getting out of control here, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video because I don't like making long videos. Basically what I'm getting at is that friends have been tough this year, and being 25 has been even tougher. And I feel like the older I get, the harder it becomes. And I just want to get to the point where I have friends that I can call and say, hey man, let's go take some photos, or hey, how you doing? I don't know. Just stuff as simple as that. So that's kind of all I'm looking for. Maybe if you're in the same boat, I don't know, at least hearing me talk about it, maybe it'll make you feel a little bit better. You won't feel so alone, because it helps me. It definitely helps me knowing that I'm not the only one that struggles with this stuff. Yeah, I guess this is kind of my like video commitment to me, keeping it up and trying to make friends and reminding myself to be patient, because it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be friendless for the rest of my life. And if I am, then no, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna let that happen, because I am determined to make friends. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I will get there, and you'll get there too. We're all gonna get there. And if you have to, you can come back in and check on me. I'll check on you. But you know what? We're kind of just out here floating on a rock through space and figuring out life together. I don't have it all figured out. As much as I want to pretend like I've got all the secrets of the world here on my YouTube channel, I've got some secrets. I don't have a lot of them, but I got some secrets. I'll admit it. When I don't know something, I don't know it. And there's a lot I don't know. And making friends at 25 is one of them. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Hopefully we got something out of this. I hope I didn't just ramble for, I don't even know how long this video is. I hope I didn't just ramble and waste your time. So hopefully, I don't know why I'm saying hopefully so much now. That's it. I'm gonna close out this video. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for coming back and watching my videos that do. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe or hit the like button. Do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you, but if you want to be my friend, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I will see you in the next video.